Gully Boys.
So in 2018, I was crazy about fitness. I wasn't that much interested in yoga, but I was crazy about this modern gym and fitness techniques. And I wanted to take it to the next level. So I decided to do a certification called ACE. It's American Council on Exercise. It's a popular one in USA, and if you want to work in gyms like Golds, it's a mandatory certifications. And I got this book. A friend of mine brought it from USA, and I started reading it. And I realized that there was a chapter about sun salutation in that book. And that's where I realized how big yoga is. It's in USA, how much they preferred yoga over the traditional gym and fitness way. And you come from Mysore, the capital city of Ashtanga yoga, and you even started teaching yoga. So what does yoga mean to you?
Yeah. So according to me, yoga is everything. So wherein in yoga, we'll not work on a physical level. So we will work on three aspects: physical, mental, and we'll work on soul level. Yeah. So considering these three aspects, and yoga is big. Yeah. So here we will not only focus on asanas. So because we cannot consider asana as yoga. So along with asanas, and we'll practice pranayama and then meditation. So whole together, it's considered as an yoga. Yeah.
Okay. So that means it's not just about focusing on your physical health, it's about the mental health as well, right?
Yes. And so nowadays we can see that so everyone in the social media, so they are saying yoga everywhere. So do yoga every day. So because it's like, it's not, we're not only focusing on the physical level. So we are working on our energy channels. Yeah. So this way, like by just simply like practicing asanas and then the meditation, so we can get our body and mind in line. Yeah. So which really helps for our day-to-day activities.
Right. When I was practicing yoga, my head was clear and I was able to focus better. So if a beginner wants to improve his mental health, is there anything specific they can practice just to improve the mental health and focus and concentration?
Yeah, so especially for beginners, so I always recommend like he or she, so they should get the guidance, proper guidance, either from a guru or a yoga teacher.
Okay.
So because yoga is something vast, so which can do positive things as well as negative things if you do it wrong. So it's always recommended to do it in a right way so that we get the complete benefit out of it. So for that reason, we need a yoga teacher and who guides through the journey properly.
Okay. I understand that, because even when I wanted to start, I didn't really know where to start from. So generally you go to a YouTube video or you read an article, but it's just, describing a few poses. There is no specific, point to start with. So it was always complicated. So your recommendation is always go to a guru.
Yes. So my recommendation would be like either a yoga teacher or a guru. So because see, when we go into a yoga teacher or a guru, so basically they study your body language and how your body is responding for a certain asanas or postures you do. And here, as I told, so we are not working on the physical level. So we are working on mental level as well as soul level. So for that, we need a proper technique, so which a experienced person can only teach. Yeah. So that's why the recommendation is.
Okay. I know you teach yoga, but if you are in Mysore and you want to learn yoga, what's the best place and who is the best teacher?
Yeah, so and so definitely I will not do any recommendation kind of thing. So, but see, even to initially start with, we need a teacher. But once you get to know the fundamentals, so then comes the real game, wherein the practice. So we have to practice day in day out, yeah, to understand it in a better way, because yoga is something wherein we will be working internally as well, right? So that's how when you practice lonely, so alone without a guru or someone, so then you will understand your body very well, and how you can also see how it is responding. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So then I would assume that there are some implications of doing yoga with incorrect or faulty poses.
Yes, definitely. So that's 100% sure. So because in asanas and in every posture, so we will breathe in a different way. Yeah. So and after and difficult pose, and so we will rest in a child pose. Yeah. So which basically is needed for your body. So if we do it in a wrong way, it will have a negative impact, not only physically, it will have the negative impact mentally as well.
And you are from IT background.
Yeah.
So what was the motivation, to start as a yoga teacher? Of course, being from Mysore is a factor, but what else?
Yeah. So for me, the main inspiration was my sister. So even she is into yoga, and she is also an yoga instructor. So wherein I was a little fascinated. So wherein I saw a few of her video and her teachings, and so wherein it got really fascinated. So I decided, so let me give a try for this. So then I think 1 month I went for a teacher training, so in Mysore, and that's all. So it was like I was completely into it, and I I really got many benefits. So physically, mentally, and wherein I could stretch my work. So without I used to like never get tired, even after working out and after my work, and even I had like so much of energy. So that's one wonderful thing, and which happened to me.
Nice. I want to talk more about your workshops, how it went. But before that, I'm curious, how did Mysore become the capital city of Ashtanga Yoga?
Yeah, so this was during 20th century, where Krishnaraja Wadayar IV, so he was in the rule. So during that time, I think even the king, he was not well, and he was facing with some ailment. So then we had a like great sage, Krishnamacharya. So with him, and he got to know about yoga, and so they practiced, and the king was surprised that his elements was gone after a few years of practicing yoga, and that's why like he made it like a free course for everyone in palace premises.
Okay.
And that's how like they together like founded Mysore style yoga.
Okay.
And the king, like he really like started spreading the news all over the world, and that's how now we can see that like more number of foreigners, so westerners, so they are coming to Mysore in order to learn Ashtanga. Yeah.
Okay. So Mysore style yoga and Ashtanga are different, or are they same?
No, it's actually a little different. So because Ashtanga is something which was founded by Patabi Jois, so wherein even he learned from Krishnamacharya, then the fundamentals he learned, and then on top of that he built his own style. So which is nothing but Ashtanga.
Okay. Okay. So what is Ashtanga actually? How is it different from the standard yoga form?
So Ashtanga, it's basically a series of poses, and also or after practicing each pose, and we will do the Ashtanga Vinyasa practice.
Okay.
And so here we are not only practicing asanas here, so we are practicing pranayam and then meditation. So this combining together is nothing but the Ashtanga. Yeah.
Okay.
So which consists of Patanjali's 8 limbs. Yeah.
Okay. So
Eight limb
that's
sutra.
where
Yeah.
the name came from.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice. How many forms? I mean, we talk about different forms of yoga. How many forms do you practice?
So so I practice 3 kinds of yoga. So one is Ashtanga, and Vinyasa yoga, and Hatha yoga. So
Okay.
these are the 3 forms of yoga which I practice. And so if I get time, so I will also like practice aerial yoga. So nowadays, and which it's like a buzzing word.
I saw some clips in your Instagram. Could you tell us more about aerial yoga? It's really interesting to me.
Yeah. So with aerial yoga, it's like so we practice a normal yoga with the help of the fabric hammock. So here also, so we'll do the normal practice like our regular yoga, but this will be with the help of fabric hammock.
Okay.
So this the interesting thing about aerial yoga is, so this also needs strength, the core strength, and your mobility. But one thing is, it will be fun.
Yeah. Right.
So
Obviously.
we can practice like the somersault, and so we can practice the various kind of inversions. So this is something which will be like interesting. Yeah.
Okay.
For someone like me, who is a fitness freak.
Okay. Are you teaching aerial yoga or you're just learning now?
No, I'm just learning now.
Okay.
So in future, maybe. Yeah.
Okay. So the workshops that you've been doing are mainly on handstand and back bends, right?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I know the basic form of yoga, and I've been practicing few poses, but why is handstand such an important aspect? And because when you're specialized in one particular form, obviously the depth of it is too much, and I'm just curious to understand it from you, how complex it is and what's the speciality of handstand and back bends.
Yeah, so here the main purpose of me conducting the workshops on this handstand and backbend, because everyone thinks it's a difficult pose, correct? But if we do it with a proper technique, it's not a difficult one. So that's what I'm trying to like spread the awareness that so this is not a difficult one and everyone can do it. And in my workshop, like I had participants from all the ages. Yeah, so even we had a lady who was above 50. Yeah, so even she was able to do it. So here the thing is, so we should understand what we need. Yeah, what kind of strength we need. So when it comes to handstand, yeah, so we need the overall strengthening of the body. So here we need the strength from the wrist, some forearm, biceps, and we need to engage our shoulders, core muscles. Yeah, so like this, and we have to like engage all the muscles here. Yeah, so this gives you a different kind of awareness. Yeah, so which will be like really fun to do.
Okay. How did the workshop go?
Yeah, the workshop, the initial response was really good, and even I was surprised that many of them were really interested, and even like even now, like I'm getting so many requests for the workshop, like when I'll be conducting my next workshop. So soon I am planning to like conduct one more workshop. So wherein, and this time like I'm really focusing on the college students.
Okay.
So because so in college I could see the youths, like where they have more interest towards this, but they feel that it is difficult. Yeah. So, and I should basically create an awareness for them. Yeah.
Okay, nice. It's really nice.
Yeah.
And that is your future plan, like to conduct more such offline workshops, or are you planning to do some online courses or using social media platforms as well?
Yeah. So as of now, I'm more focusing on conducting the offline. So in future, so I will also conduct online. So, and that will be more like an intermediate, like who already knows yoga or who is already into fitness. So for them, like teaching online makes sense. But for beginners, yeah, it is always better in the offline way itself.
So my knowledge about yoga comes from BKS Iyengar's book, The Light on Yoga. So he practiced and developed his own form of yoga, the Iyengar yoga, which is very popular across the world. Do you practice Iyengar yoga?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do practice sometimes. So here, yeah, so we have many teachers who say like who are strictly against yoga properties. Yeah, so using yoga properties, and we shouldn't practice
Yoga properties, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
So wherein it's like a yoga blocks or a straps. So with the help of that, so you practice certain asanas. Yeah. So BKS Iyengar, so he is one who is like who like completely supports yoga properties. Yeah. So with the help of that, wherein we can improve our postures. Yeah. So yeah, this in terms, I mean, it really helped me using yoga properties and doing asanas and improving your flexibility, your mobility. So it definitely helps actually, and his way of teaching, like using Iyengar chairs also, wherein we can do like more than 200 postures, yoga postures.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are all, I mean, are really very good creative things, and which was invented by B.K. Iyengar.
Okay. So the main difference between the standard yoga and Iyengar yoga is that he uses properties.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. How did he come up with that?
So what I have heard is so initially, like wherein he has some elements, and so due to that he couldn't do yoga properly.
Okay.
So during that time, so then wherein he practiced alone with the help of yoga properties, and which helped him to gain flexibility
Okay.
and helped him to improve his postures, and so that's how he came up with these things.
Okay. So he had an ailment, and to support that, he started using properties.
Exactly.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
He's a very inspirational guy, to come from there and to develop his own form of yoga. And I think in 2014, I guess, Times Magazine listed him in one of the 100 most influential people in the world. It's an inspirational thing, to just to know that fact, being Kannadigas, and he's also a Kannadiga.
Yeah, and that's very much true. And even like in recent videos, even I saw that wherein he was giving some demo. Yeah, so wherein he did from chakrasana to handstand, he was able to do at the age of 70. So which was so inspiring for me. Yeah. So that way for youngsters, yeah, he remains as an inspiration for yoga.
True. So that means if you have an ailment, you just don't have to skip yoga. You can still do it, right?
Yes, definitely. And so in a long run, it definitely helps us, and so helps us to function in a better way.
Yeah. I mean, is there anyone who should avoid yoga? Like if there is a person who suffers something like a dizziness or blood pressure or diabetes, can they still do it, or they should avoid it?
No. Of course, they definitely have to do it. So because personally, even my mom, so she is doing yoga from 5 years, and even she has a blood pressure,
Mhm.
and so with the help of yoga, wherein she could really balance the blood pressure. Yeah. So this way, it really helps. And coming to like dizziness, yeah. So practicing yoga helps to like activate your physical body and your, I mean, you can active mentally as well. So this way, even it helps for dizziness people as well. Yeah.
And also for females who are pregnant and at the postnatal stage, some people can they practice as well?
Yes, definitely. So there is a separate yoga, prenatal yoga. So wherein definitely they can do it.
Okay.
But of course, it should be from a proper yoga teacher. Yeah.
Oh. And okay, there are more questions about that. Another problem that female they face on a regular basis is that menstrual cramps. Can they do yoga during that time? Is that helpful?
Yes, definitely. So they can, of course, practice. But here they shouldn't do an intense asanas and like arm balancing, inversion. So they should definitely avoid this. So they can practice sun salutations. They can practice pranayama, meditation. So these things will really help them to balance their hormones.
Okay. And nowadays we prefer modern exercises like gym fitness, where it's really hard to recover because of the intensity, and it's really hard to show up the next day because you feel the pain everywhere in your body. How does yoga moderates that?
Yeah. So here in yoga, so again, there is a difficult level. So like Ashtanga, so practicing Ashtanga intermediate or the advanced series. So these are like very intense in yoga. So even after we can't like practice regularly, and if we want to practice regularly, and we need to balance with food. Yeah. So we need to eat more protein-rich food, and wherein we give some time for our muscles to recover here.
Okay.
Yeah, but unless like gym, so in gym, like we have that massive destruction of muscles will happen. But whereas in yoga, so you balance during yoga practice itself. So after asana practice, and we'll do pranayam, and we'll do meditation, and then finally we'll do shavasana. So these things will really give time to heal your body in the process itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a specific time to do yoga, like in morning or afternoon or evening?
So here there is no specific timing for doing yoga, but we should always do yoga in an empty stomach. Yeah. So and after the midday meal, we should at least give like 3 to 4 hours for the complete digestion, and then we have to do yoga. And during afternoon times, I'll not recommend on doing yoga. So because doing yoga itself will create certain heat in the system, and on top of that, and if we do it in a humid situation, so it may create an imbalances. So I will not recommend to do it in the afternoon.
So we just have to make sure that we're doing it in empty stomach.
Yes.
And what kind of place do you recommend? Is it good to do it outdoor or indoor?
Yeah, so it actually depends. So if we are practicing like pranayama, meditation, so we can choose outdoors. Yeah, so we're in the nature, we can do it.
Okay.
So it completely depend on person to person. But if you are practicing an intense asanas like Ashtanga, Vinyasa, Hatha Yoga, so I would recommend to do it in indoor.
Okay.
So that you sweat a lot and you'll not lose your body humid easily.
Okay.
So if we do it outdoors, it would be difficult to balance your body temperature.
Okay. And also, cleanliness is an important aspect of yoga. do we have to take bath before practicing yoga?
No, it's not like that actually.
Mhm.
So even so from my personal point of view, so sometimes I'll take bath and do yoga, and sometimes I'll not take bath and I'll do yoga.
Mhm.
So it's like the important thing is the practice itself.
Mhm.
So doing practice without fail itself is an important thing. Um, so both are beneficial. So and if you are like taking bath after yoga, so then at least you have to give some time, like at least 30 to 60 minutes of time you should give.
Okay.
And if you are taking bath and planning to do yoga, so then after bath, at least make sure that you give some 15 to 20 minutes gap and then start practicing yoga.
Okay.
So that way it will be beneficial.
Okay. It is to adjust your body with
Yes, so our body, so as soon as we take bath, so our body temperature will vary. And so we should allow the body temperature to be settled and then we have to practice.
Okay. And I assume that it's recommended to empty your bowel and
Yeah. Yes, so this is very much needed. Yeah.
okay. All right. And we see some advanced yogis like Baba Ramdev or even Dr. Rajkumar practicing Bandha and Kriya. Do you practice them as well?
Yes, definitely I do it. But I learned from gurus. So because these bandhas, practicing meditations with bandhas plays very important role because it may cause negative impact as well. So it's always recommended you learn from a proper guru. Yeah. But this will have a lot of balance, a lot of benefits in terms of your mental health and your physical health as well. Yeah.
How advanced one has to be to practice them?
No, it's even the beginner can also practice bandhas, but only thing is he should get the proper guidance.
And because why I ask is because when I read B.K.S. Iyengar's book, he listed few cautions before practicing Bandha and Kriya and even Pranayama as well. So I assume there will be some kind of implications if it's not done properly.
Yeah, definitely. So here we have to understand is so whenever we practice the meditation, the pranayama, so of course our it increases the body temperature. Yeah, and it is highly important to balance our body temperature after pranayama. So we need to do some cooling exercise.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why it is always recommended to do it under a proper guidance. So just by seeing books or reading books or seeing videos, it is very harmful. It may have negative impact.
And what are the benefits of doing pranayama?
So there are really a number of benefits of practicing pranayama. So the main thing is it increases your lung capacity. Yeah, so that you can breathe, effortlessly. So that is one thing, and it reduces your blood pressure, and it gives the mental clarity. It calms your mind, and it basically generates an heat in your body, which will avoid diseases. So like that, and we have a number of benefits, especially with pranayama.
So another aspect in today's world is that when you get into a physical activity, the main goal is to lose weight and look good. So what kind of yoga is recommended? Like, do we have to do power yoga for weight reduction, or is there a specific form which is, of high intensity?
Yeah, so here my recommendation would be like don't do yoga for benefits. So benefit will definitely happen. So first we have to focus on practicing it properly. Yeah, so that's where the real transformation happens. So if we do our practice regularly, yeah, so without any miss, and if we are doing it properly with the proper rest and with the proper diet, so then weight loss will happen automatically. So we don't have to really care about it. The process is very important.
Correct. And also, it's not important to lose weight. The goal is to get healthy, right?
Exactly.
No
Yes.
matter how
Yes.
you look,
Exactly. Yes.
right? Because being lean doesn't mean you're healthy. And
That's true. That's true. And even in yoga, like it's not only, as I told earlier, like it's not only on, we are working on the asana level. So we are also working on breath level as well. Yeah.
Mm.
So we will balance our breath along with the body movements. So this way, your body like slowly it adjusts it, and so gradually you will become more healthier than you expected.
But if you have to give an answer for like have to name one specific form of yoga just for, maybe which is of high intensity and helps you reduce weight quickly.
So in this case, like practicing Ashtanga makes a lot of difference. Like
Okay.
we have the primary series.
Mhm.
So, and if we do the Ashtanga primary series, yeah, definitely you can see the results very quickly.
Mhm.
And along with that, we have Vinyasa and Hatha Yoga as well. So even this also is an intense form of yoga, which we can practice in order to like reduce weight
Okay.
or to become lean.
Mhm. You talked about Ashtanga yoga at the beginning. Can you tell us more about Vinyasa yoga and Hatha yoga as well?
Yeah, so there, so in Ashtanga, like we have a series of poses and which we do along with the Ashtanga Vinyasa. So Vinyasa is something, it's like a dynamic movement which we do after each pose. So this helps us to align our breath work along with the body movement. Yeah, so that's why I mean it's like both are clubbed, like Ashtanga as well as Ashtanga Vinyasa.
Okay. What about Hatha yoga?
So Hatha Yoga is it's again something different from Ashtanga and Vinyasa, but compared to those two, Hatha will be something easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the name kind of says it should be more difficult.
Yeah, correct. But it's an either way.
Okay.
Yeah, so Hatha will be easier compared to Vinyasa and Ashtanga.
Okay. A common but a wrong assumption is that yoga is something you do when you are old, which is very wrong. And it's refreshing to see young guys like you, not just practice yoga, but teaching yoga.
Yeah. So as you told, yes, you're right. And even now, and if we go and ask any youth, so they'll tell that, yeah, definitely they'll tell yoga is something and which we have to do when we get older. Yeah. So this is completely a wrong assumption which everyone has. Even I had it before. So because I was a national level gymnast, so wherein I have represented twice. And then after that, I started the gymming. So I was into modeling. So wherein I was like a complete fitness freak. Yeah. So during that time, if you would have asked like will doing yoga help? So then definitely I wouldn't have recommend yoga. So since like I got an inspiration with the yoga. So when I started the journey, so then I slowly realized that, and we can do really wonders in yoga, like especially with our body weight itself, and we can do so many postures, and that really helps us to tone our body muscle, and so which physically, like you look very attractive. Yeah. And then when it comes to inside, like you will be like much calmer than before, and and you don't need much rest as before, much food as before. So like there are n number of benefits, and so that's the reason like I completely recommend that, and each one of the youths. So they have to try yoga when they are young, so that they can try all the postures, and they will definitely get to know the benefit after doing that.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was your transition from.
Yes, from the gymnast,
Okay.
yes, to the modeling, and then finally for as an yogi.
What was the experience like being a gymnast? Because you said you represented at national level twice.
Yeah. So here, yeah, I was from my childhood. So I am the person like who always wants to do some physical activities. So for me, like when I started gymnastics, then I thought, okay, so this is my game, because it needs a lot of discipline and your physical energy to do gymnastics. Yeah. So that way it really fascinated me, and that's how I pursued. But and I couldn't continue completely as a coach or a professional in gymnast, and and that's how like I moved to engineering, and then working as an IT guy. And then so when I joined IT, so there was something which was missing. So then I slowly started with the gym, and and that's where like I thought, okay, so let me do something more in gymming itself, and I was able to build and tone my muscle completely, and then I slowly moved towards modeling, and then yeah, even after doing modeling, so because gym is something which you cannot do regularly, yeah. So I mean, for me, like I was facing a lot of issues, like especially while traveling, you can't do it regularly,
Right,
yeah.
right.
And you always need some kind of equipment in order to do. Then I slowly, so when I moved to yoga, so now I don't need any equipment. So I just need an yoga mat, and so wherein with my own body weight, I can do a lot of things, and
Okay.
which keeps my muscle in tone. Yeah.
And the modeling that you mentioned, are you still doing it? And what's it like?
So not in a major aspect. So whenever there are a few shows, I'll be doing it, but not too intensely as I before.
Okay. All right. All right then. Thanks for coming in. Keep teaching yoga and keep practicing. And I wish you all the best with your workshops and your journey with yoga.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, thanks a lot. And thanks a lot for inviting me. And so it would be a great pleasure for me, and a great gratitude from my side. This is my first podcast. And yeah, so I'm very happy to see that. And so many people are really interested to know yoga and what it is and what wonders it can do. So yeah, I would be like really happy to share more and more information. And yeah, so in the coming days, so definitely I'll conduct more and more workshops to create an awareness in youths.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
You're welcome.